Hey guys, Stealth here. Today doing a 10v10, but this time on Nuclear Winter is Coming. It's a game with a lot of income and a lot of starting points. So for that mission I can actually take units which are slightly more expensive. And for that I've picked my US airstrike deck. So I'm going to be providing air support with mostly expensive units like very expensive Eagles. I got my Nighthawk, Hornets, Deagles, all sorts of pretty expensive aircraft which you might not be able to bring in a standard game. Now everybody's marking their targets here, which is a good thing, because this will make it a lot easier for us to determine who's going where. Let's let them know that I'll be leaving my CV here, and I'm also going to be keeping my fob, because some of the helos that I have in here, like the DAP, the Super Cobra, and of course in my Recce tab, the Longbow, are rather expensive supply-wise. They usually eat up a lot of stuff. Now, I'm going to be marking that I'm going to be general air support, and with that they know that I'll be taking care of the air superiority fighter front. So I'm going to take out both of my Eagles to make sure I have enough capacity to kill off anything that should oppose me or could oppose me. And let's see what would be a good unit to support them. I'm going to go with a Raven. So with a Raven I have pretty good seat capacity, and especially once escorted by Eagles, they should be able to take care of anything that's going to come into their way. I'm also going to call in a Prowler. Now you may think this is a bit much, but I'm doing this to make sure that I can cover both flanks and do continuous seed runs to make sure my fighters can keep operating as well as the rest of my planes. Now, it being a 10v10, and I know this game isn't for everyone, but I personally enjoy playing them because you get a larger scale and usually more income as well as more targets. So let's see what they're starting with. We got repairs, C2s and ADATs, as well as, of course, a command vehicle to make sure that we can capture Gulf. We got something that resembles an aerial push going right into Delta, which is, of course, heavily fought over as usual, including one infantry CV and a couple of Celtics. And over here this is going to be one major traffic jam with all sorts of different units. Without lighting them up, see how many you can identify. We got a shipper on the back here, a couple of transport trucks, I believe it's a Stolly, we got some tanks, Abrams types, we got Leopards, you can see this by the square turret, MBT-70 or KPZ Kyler. We got some standard Fuchs, Crotals are there. It's going to be, let's say, pretty busy at this bridge. Look at all that. Oh, even a Leclerc by the looks of it. Okay, fighters up.
Where do you need us, sir?
And let's send those over to this side with the Raven tagging along. Already there's an F5B in there. If we could snipe that thing right now, that would save them a bit of napalm. Got him out of the way. And the rest of it seems to be airstrikes and helo rushing mostly. Hopefully my Raven can dodge those missiles without taking too much fire. Oh, he got hit once. Now the enemy has 3 airborne decks, which is partially why I went with the airborne setup that I did, to make sure that we at least have someone who can counter all of these airstrikes. You see that these guys are unfortunately more effective than I had expected. Let's see if I can find any AA positions on this flank over in Delta. Except for the fact that there are still 2 Yaks operating. If I can score those Yaks, that would make me another 140 points and put me in a pretty good position, because they will probably be operating with the 2 of them constantly. Oh, that's quick. Ramoja surrenders and CFG has already left. Ramoja is one of the red 4. So we're currently balanced out again. I'm going to start saving up for a bomber to make sure I can actually take out these transports and help out my allies on the left flank. And for some reason they're keeping these things in this area for way too long. So let's try to... oh, actually a B5 would be an interesting target. Those things can eat missiles like nothing you've seen, but they are very, very important to shoot down. You do not want to keep them dropping 3,000 kilogram bombs onto infantry and troop transports like that. Not a good thing. Now we got a couple of AA units we can see here. Hybrids of Hypnorids. And the thing I'm looking for is radar guided AA. Let's see if there's anything that we can spot and snipe.
Let's hope the enemy don't have any air defense.
A lot of infantry on infantry going on here. Yep, we got a radar guided. By looks of it, a PGZ for 70 points. The other one might have been turned off. Nighthawk flying in there. And something is firing missiles at this Prowler because it is popping flares. It's not acquiring anything yet. But that yak is worrying me. I don't want that thing to get too close. And the Prowler already did its job. Already took out another AA unit. Look at all that. A lot of Bongonchus, Bongonsus, Yukondes. Good thing that those leopards are close, but they might be getting too close. I think it's time to start bringing in an airstrike in the form of either an Aardvark or a Deagle. I think the Deagle would be a bit safer, because it's not that likely to get shot down with its good ECM of 40. Now we're going to fly over the left flank. Oh, sorry, the right flank. See if there's anything we can kill off here. Quite a few Mostrelki in this town. I'm also trying to use these things as a sort of passive sensors. In the sense that they may not be able to see infrared, but if I see them popping flares, I know that there's something not radar guided operating in the same area. And that for me is what I want to know. There's a Shilka. There was a Shilka. Ooh, Delta's a really weak position right now. Interesting that there's a CV spotted there.
Brace yourself, we're flying in.
I think I can relatively safely send over an Aardvark here and nuke those Mostrelkis. But to make sure, I'm going to send over the Raven to absorb any missile fire. Raven's bingo. And get my fighters over this area to make sure that there's nothing actually threatening this position. Missiles, bombs away. Plowing through that town. Didn't get them, but at least it stunned them. And now we got fighters coming in. Prowler, get out of here. Let's see, one of my Eagles is taking a ton of damage. And now we got more fighters coming in. We have to get out of here. It's a bit of a worry that they have too many fighters and bombers here. There goes another one. Rotalga doing a good job here. Look at that, they even got M1A2s. Which are getting smirched by the looks of it. A group of these. Wow. That's a big investment for 180 times 2. But okay, it might just work. Now you may say that I'm not actually doing anything useful at this stage, but I would disagree. Because with my fighters, I'm posing a threat to any opposing bomber or fighter that they might send in. And I already took out a B5, which in the long run is going to make it easier for my allies here to operate without risking, say, groups of this being nuked instantly. And sometimes just having an Eagle out here as a deterrent works remarkably well. People will just see an Eagle fly over and they say, well, I may want to hold off on that bombing run because it might just be too dangerous at this stage. Let's send over the Aardvark. See if I can get those BMP-3s some worries. Raven does not seem to be spotting any radar sources. No, assuming all clear. Okay, yeah, that works. In that case, I'm gonna go for that target. Aardvark coming about. By the way, it's the same plane as the Raven, it's just a different configuration. Doing all sorts of barrel runs here. Or barrel... yeah, I believe it's called a barrel run, isn't it? Or barrel loop. It is popping flares, and it took a hit there. Let's see if I can score that yak with my deagle, or my eagle, but I think it's going to run out of fuel before it gets there. Now we know that there's some sort of radar guided or infrared AA there because my fighters couldn't, or my bombers, Jesus, my seed couldn't see it. Sorry about that. And I'm thinking that we may need to do another bombing run here. Because they have a bit too much infantry and troop transports here. Because these riflemen are screwed anyway. Look at all that. They got a lot more than I expected. Let's send in, oh, that could be trouble. I hope I don't hit the rifle. Yeah, I hit some of them. But I'm not holding my breath for these guys anyway. Should have waited for the other Aardvark to get ready, but it would have taken too long. Attack marker there. We have good control over the left side of the battlefield, I'll give you that. Another Aardvark nuking that forest. The Aardvarks have some pretty incredible or pretty effective bombs. The problem is that they're only 227 kilograms. And that means that they are not as effective as you would like against transports, but that they can panic and stun infantry like nothing you've seen before, because they are very, very unlikely to miss anything. Considering saving up for a Thunderbolt next, to just go sniping some transports here and there, clearing out the road. Let's see what I can find, or what they can find. Specialny Janotki. Yeah, there's still quite a few units here. Of which there are some very expensive units. Yeah, let's put a bombing run right there. Give them an escort of a Raven. Of course a Raven's never going to protect them versus AA guns, but so be it. And I'm not that worried about those Hypnotids. It could be annoying, but otherwise fine. Did not kill the Jetnotkis. Ooh, my Raven took a bad hit there. Get out if you want to live. That was too close. That was way too close. Threatening with the eagles, but nothing to see there. Calliser left the game, and Calliser is red 4. Works for me. I can go in with a Nighthawk and get these infantry out once and for all. But getting to this town is really difficult. Because we don't have any infantry other than spotters here. Oh, this guy got hurt. Bad. Okay, I'm gonna just send in my Thunderbolt with a cover of a Prowler. See if I can start sniping these reconnaissance vehicles, maybe that napalm tank before it gets too close. Try to help out my allies that way. Of course, it would be nice if I could still spot them. I'm not the only one with a Prowler in the air. And he's actually seeing something. Yep, he got it. Yep, there's a buck there. Get out. Jesus, I lost him. Shilkas were firing. And this may very well cost me my Thunderbolt. Wow, you're gonna make it out alive? Okay, that was... I didn't expect that to happen. I thought that plane was done. Now, there's too many infantry units of friendlies to put another bombing run on this town. But I think we're gonna have to risk it. There's another one who surrendered. Transports or logistic trucks. Let's see, there was Etno. So we already lost 3 on the Red Force side. Perfect. Oh, hello guys. Jeez, he's being aggressive with those aardvarks. And getting away with it too, look at that. See if we can get either of these birds. Problem is, I only have 1 eagle and there's 2 of them.
On my way to coordinates. Out.
And I did hit it. Come on. Didn't get it the second time around. But it's going to be out of action for a while. That's the good news. I did lose my prowler though. Bit unfortunate, but so be it. Yeah, that should clear out that town, right? Nice. F-111C, that's the kind of bomber you would like to get. As far as support, I can only bring in Avengers, which is not going to do them much good here against those constant air patrols. So my best bet to help them out would still be to use fighters. And try and do an air war and win that way. Still some LSTRs here. I can send in my SEALs, which I got a lot of because one of the guys left. But if there's transports in there, the SEALs are no good. Good play with the Zippos here by the electric railway. He's forcing them to move towards his Jaeger, which is a brilliant play here. You know what? I'm going to be the nice guy here. I'm going to deploy a leopard. A Chinook. And hopefully he's going to take the hint and get those units resupplied. Gonna continue watching the air, seeing if there's anything out there. Let him know I got a resupply coming in. Even when you're sending in a resupply, it's good to let your allies know what you're up to. Otherwise, they may both, so you and your ally, send in resupplies, which is too much, and those points could have been spent elsewhere. So that's why you saw me put down that resupply ink marker. Resupplies incoming. There goes the command vehicle. I'm going to try and get these guys as close as possible to reinforce those Commandos Para, the Jaeger, the larger groups of Jaeger. But there's still an AA unit somewhere back there, so I gotta be careful. This should do it. Touchdown. Not there. Silly Chinook. Get closer. Go there and land there. Please. Still love how the game looks, by the way. Whoa. Yeah, it may have been the wrong time to bring in the Chinook. Get out of here. There's a dual book. It's getting wiped out very nicely. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Move there and land. Look at that, the books are being scared off by the Navarro's Fuchs and his tanks. Good play there. Now I can actually start considering bringing in a couple of support Avengers here. Oh, look at Tunguska. I like Tungushkas. Especially once their radar's active. Yep, we're being, yeah, they're being resupplied. That's good. Where is your Tunguska? Tunguska's not active. Or did it get something? Come on. No, I think my Raven didn't do anything.
On my way to coordinates. Out.
Eagles. Yes, no. I'm gonna be gone before that missile gets there. Yep. Unfortunate. Okay, Chinook empty. Get out of here.
Fuel? Spare parts?
Get back there and hover there. I'm gonna point you to a different direction from there. Now he has Cortals, which are great AA units, but they don't carry a lot of missiles. I carry 16 Stingers, so I can be more effective at helping him out there. And I think that that longbow that we saw earlier is already gone. Gotta say though, the scores are not that far apart. We're doing 5,000 versus 4,000. Considering that by now they only got 6 guys left, they're doing a good job. Gotta give them credit for that. I'm gonna try and make a trap for these guys. I'm gonna send in my Raven, and the moment I see an aircraft come in, I'm gonna pull the Raven back and send my fighters after it.
Air defense ready.
They should be seeing my Raven right about now.
Heading to giving grid reference.
They're not bringing in anything just yet.
Let's fly.
Come on. Added advantage is that my Avengers are now here, which could help with the AA effort.
Heading to giving grid reference.
They're not taking the bait.
Just waiting for a target to fly by.
Which is unfortunate. No, they're not getting it. Okay, there's a lot of artillery being fired, by the way. Right there.
Air defense ready.
Let's see, how's Navarro doing on points? 1200. I gotta keep this guy going because he's doing a great job here. Taking a lot of artillery fire here. Yeah, counter fire. That's what you get for not moving your artillery. I'm considering bringing in a reconnaissance helicopter to make sure I can actually spot some stuff and get a target for myself. Let's go with the Kiowa Warrior. I know that the longbow is superior to it in virtually every way, but sometimes a Kiowa Warrior is just enough, because sniping T-72s and making sure that other units can push up here is enough to help them out. Yep, you are not moving your artillery. And you're gonna pay for that. And not in a good way. So put the Kiowa there. Disable the Hellfires, because you may want to start firing those at transports or 15-point Afghanskis. Or 20-point Afghanskis, which is not what I want them to do. Now I have 2 separate units on the different sides of the battlefield, so I have to be a bit careful not to get too spread out. But with an airborne deck you can jump into pretty much any gap in the lines and fill it up to make sure that we don't have any weaknesses anywhere. Or limit weaknesses. We have Afghansky, Skrajet, and that just killed off their recon. Scout Defender, Apache coming in. That's 1231. He's on 325 points, not too bad. Let's do another Raven run on this flank. I'm not going to send in my Thunderbolt just yet. I don't think I need it at this stage. Apache doing a lot of good work here. Nothing really threatening my plane here. Let's see what happens if you push up a bit further. Nothing. Okay, there's AA there. Which is about there-ish. And they might start... Oh, they're just nuking that area. Okay, I'm thinking that this was infrared AA, so we're gonna do a massive bombing run here. And we're also gonna get the Nighthawk ready to start sniping artillery. hope these things can stay in the air long enough. Look at that, I'm virtually unchallenged here. Plowing over this forest. Didn't get anything, but anything that was not heavily damaged is going to be panicked. And that's the goal here.
Where do you need us, sir?
Okay, get the eagles out. I'm going to fly the Nighthawk right by the edge of the map. And then try to get a target here. There's a target. Nighthawk, of course, being super stealthy until it fires. Which is generally what you have to be worried about. That moment that you fire or that you drop those paveways. Otherwise, it has exceptional stealth. And unless they have some sort of recon here, it is very, very difficult to see this plane. Well, they just keep gradually firing from that position. Works for me. Bombs away. Let's see what we hit. 140 points. Really nice. That's almost the price of a Nighthawk.
Ready to go.
There's a Briusa there. Radar guided. Let's see what other planes I got. Yeah, the Eagle might be useful. Gonna get my Thunderbolt on standby. Radar is active and now it's gone. Still AA there though. The amount of flares that I'm popping. What's the push on this flank? Oh, we're not doing too bad. I can just hold them there as a sort of stopping force. More Scratchets coming in.
Someone need a guardian angel?
There's more artillery being fired.
On my way to
I can take a few risks with the Thunderbolt. It has quite a bit of armor. I know this is a bit of a waste, but I don't want to get that infantry to make it to that town.
Let's hope the enemy don't have any air defense.
And look at that. Okay. There's the air response that I was expecting. And here's my air response. Now we're gonna get you. That was at least one of them. Yep. Killed off one of those. And I did lose my Thunderbolt, damn it. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. No clear line of sight in the UAZ. Abrams will change that. I'm hearing a long-range AA gun. That constant buzzing of what could be a Tunguska.
Get a better look from there.
Okay, we're gonna start pushing some helos to that position. Just a couple of cheap ones.
Need some extra eyes, sir?
Oh dear. Yup, there's AA there.
Sky is ours.
That's not what I was expecting. Should have, but didn't. My bad.
Missile in firing position, sir.
Also, these guys are being spotted, so they got some sort of recon over there. Which could have been expected, of course. 2 arty positions there, attempted to bring the Nighthawk back in. Let's see if they're smart enough to turn that thing on and off. Oh yeah.
Someone need a guardian angel?
That's a big AA position there. And I lost my Raven. That's all of my seat dead. Which is bad news. Let's try and score that Yak 141. I hope my Nighthawk can nail all of those AA positions in one missile. Without being sacrificed. Hopefully. Come on! Damn it, it got killed. But I got 3 of them.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
Let's see, did you fire anything at all? Yeah, 1 MRAM.
Let's fly.
And this game is about to be over. We're knocking on their door right here.
On my way to coordinates. Out.
Look at this push. Really broad front here.
Brace yourself, we're flying in.
Meg. Unfortunately, my fighters are being refueled.
Brace yourself,
Now, these guys don't really have exactly good optics or anything that resembles it. But if I can find their CV, this game's over. There, that was a 100-point unit. That's another 100-point. There's plenty of artillery to kill here. Yeah, I got it, I think.
let's fly. Let's hope the enemy don't have any air defense.
I'm gonna try and land next to this fob. And that way capturing it and resupplying these helos. It's a tactic that I don't use very often, but it works like a charm. If you can pull it off, and if there's no hostile units nearby. So touchdown. Right about now, got it.
I need the tail rotor.
This is one of the worst thefts you can do, really. Stealing a fob, resupplying, going right back in. But at the same time, it might be one of the most effective heists. And you can see that there's now only 3 guys left. Okay, helos are good.
Out.
Up you go. And now it's just a question of where's the last CV, because this might very well be it. We can kill off that helo. That might be... Yep, that was it. So, half hour. Let's see. Scored 1,485 points, lost 635. My losses were... a Prowler, a Thunderbolt, Raven, a Nighthawk, and a Kiowa Warrior. That's all. So that was all the micromanaging that I did. High value targets I killed off. 3 command vehicles. That was with the Cobras. A Smirch with the Nighthawk. The Nighthawk also took care of those artillery units, or sorry, those AA units, but you don't see those listed. Because the game thinks that they got killed after the bomb dropped and after the plane itself got shot down. So the Nighthawk is not credited with those kills, while it should be. Other targets, Bucks, B5, F5, 1 MiG. I thought I would have killed more aircraft. Anyway, not really your usual gameplay for me, because I'm usually being quite aggressive with ground forces, but I thought this would make for an interesting mix-up. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think by voting up, and let me know what your reactions are in the comments. I always look forward to reading those. So again, thank you for watching for the video, and I hope to see you next time.